What's up, everybody? It's Mark Parson, Cornerback Pro. Make sure you watch the whole channel, all right? Got a whole bunch of good stuff for you, man. Make sure you email me for the running program. Got it on sale for you guys. All right, so this is old clip. This is an old clip. This is Deangelo Hall when he was with the Falcons. When he might have been a rookie right here. No, his early career against T.O. The reason why I want to show you this is, A, you need to be a student of the game, so at least 30 minutes a day. I mean, really, if you use my grading scale, you'll know that you should be watching at least 2 hours a day of film of your own self, or at least go on YouTube and watch some clips, watch my clips or something. 2 hours a day, you're gonna get better, right? All right, so that's number one. T.O., literally one of the best receivers ever to play in the NFL. He's big, he's fast, he can catch. He got an attitude, he got a chip on his shoulder. So this is the guy who imagine guarding him. Now, what if you can guard him every single day? Now, that's on you. You got to you got to find the best receiver you can and improve. But do your one-on-ones. Think about how much better you'll get. But you have to compete against this guy. Now, Dhall, man, Dhall's fast. Back in the day, he was really fast. He was probably one of the fastest in the NFL. And had some good mentors. And Kevin Mathis, Deion Sanders, and those guys. So let's go ahead and get into the film. And let me mute it. There we go. All right, so we're at the bottom. So we got T.O. All right. All right, so he shoots two hands, gets hands on him. Just be mindful of shooting two hands a lot of the times. Unless you do a kick step, you want to be careful with shooting two hands because it can get your hips locked and you're not able to really shuffle. You shoot two hands. You really only want to shoot like one hand. Now you can replace, so you can strike and then replace. So if he goes this way, then boom, boom, like that. So it's more of like a boom, boom, not a just all out two because you can get your hips locked. But he does good. His hips were able to open up at the bottom. And here's the thing. When you lean and you squeeze a guy, you squeeze him out of bounds. So that's very important, guys. I'm actually let that ride. It's very important. So he was able to get his hands on him, strike his hands. He didn't just lay his hands out there. He strike. He was able to, what he could have done better is, like I said, I would shoot only one hand so you can shuffle. You can do strike and replace, and then make sure you squeeze him out of bounds so you don't even give him opportunity to make a play. All right, so we're at the bottom. Nice. One thing I like about Deangelo Hall, so if you're a tall guy, you want to be a big guy who plays like a little guy. So us little guys, I say us, I'm about 5'10", well, 5'9", and I say I'm 5'10" on paper. But we're good at staying low, That's one good thing about us. So we're we can get out of our breaks better. So if you're a taller guy and you can do that, man, you got a long career, or at least get in the door. Us little guys, you got to make sure that you play the way you're supposed to, have a good leverage, and play low. Low man wins, right? All right. That little jailbreak route. Now, here's one thing you'll notice. One thing I like about D Hall, man. D Hall, especially back then, he was a feisty dude. And I got a story about him. I'll shoot it. I'll send you on the next video talking about that. But one thing he could have did a little bit better on his here is look, outside thigh board. So when they do a jailbreak screen or a now route, which he would do a couple more times, man, just go. Just go for his outside thigh board. If you miss, make sure you miss outside. I see a lot of high school guys, especially on a big guy like this, because he will stiff arm you to the ground. It will be embarrassing, and then you look really bad. If you're going to miss outside, because you got 10 other jokers coming full speed. I'm going to show you exactly how that looks in a little bit. He does it perfectly later on. Now, T.O. was getting them in a little bit in this game. All right, so excellent throw and catch. So how do you guard a big, fast dude? How do you guard him? I have actually a couple of videos on how to do that. And I'll give you, some tips here. So a big, fast guy like T.O., it's tough, man. One thing you're going to see right here, watch this. You see how he went for the pass with his right arm? So here's the thing. And I'm going to show you that again. All right. So right here, if you go with the right arm on this play, You have to be right. You have to be right. Okay? If you go, now let's say if he looks back and he's going to punch through with his left arm, it's going to be a longer punch through. Now, understand, he's a tall guy. In the NFL, these quarterbacks can make these throws on the outside to the point where if it's not completed, it's out of bounds. So they're going to make that out, as far over as possible. So what you got to understand is it has to be a split-second decision. If you can go with the right hand and possibly make a pick, go for it, but understand you got to be right. The other way to do it, to make sure you get a PBU on here, which is a pass breakup, this right arm can kind of be right here as you're plastering, because it is tough on the back end when the quarterback has time, and punch through his hands. You look back at the last second, punch through with your left hand, because this is going to have the full length. You'll have right here to make a play. If you go with the right arm, you only have your right arm length. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm able to explain that a little bit better when I'm around you, but hopefully you guys get that. You got to be right. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just know when to go, and that comes with repetition. Great play by T.O. I really liked how Dhall. I like Dhall's attitude, especially when he's young. Feisty dude, man. Very competitive. They're gonna show it again. Imagine if he went with his left hand, right? But that happens. All right, we're at the bottom. So if you notice, in this game, he wasn't backing down, man. Dhall was in his face. He was in his face a majority of the game playing press and really getting after him. That's how you really get in these guys' heads. Like a guy like T.O., man, you want to get in his chest a majority of the game. You don't want him to get his steam rolling because he is fast, and you're about to see. He's fast, big, and these receivers, what they do is they get the confidence. Obviously every catch, they get confidence, especially a guy like T.O. So you got to get in his chest early, okay? Watch this play. And you're going to see they're going deep. Deep ball. All right, so if he's even, he's leaving. Do you guys know what that means? All right, so obviously you're reading the quarterback. Let's say you're playing off man or zone. You read the quarterback step. You see his 5-step. You got your eyes on the receiver. And they're going to show it right here before we even get into it. So about 7 yards off, just like I tell you guys. Make sure your trajectory, you're not going outside because then that's wasted movement. So be careful with that. You can have your head inside and your butt facing this way, which is parallel and square, right? Let's say you're outside shade, and I like his stance, perfect stance. But when it's time to transition, you got to burst out, and you don't want to have your eyes necessarily on the quarterback. Now, it's a little different in zone, all right? So if in zone, you can kind of have your eyes inside, but just be aware. If he's even, he's leaving, especially a fast guy like him, because he's gaining speed. That's his type. He got that long speed, okay? So let's watch. I want you to see what he did wrong. Now go. 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 Do you see what I'm saying? So now understand this. Hall is super fast. So we know that he wasn't running at his top speed. So look, I'd rather you transition. I'll let that roll. I'd rather you transition fast. If he makes a comeback or he runs it out, whip your head, get back around, get out of your break, and then route it to it, okay? But you can't let a guy run by you. It's called a run by. Especially, look, he's getting confident. I'm telling you, that's how a lot of these guys are. Let's watch it again. Okay? So, yeah, man, very important. And when it's time to transition, you burst out. Don't get caught looking back too early. Even fast guys get run by. Know yourself, know your speed. Understand that. That's big time as well, okay? Let me speed it up. A couple more clips. I really want to show you this one clip. All right, so bell technique. So deception as well. I love it, man. I do like that, man. I like this guy, man. But deception as well. So he used the bell technique, so he acted like he was pressing. Sometimes if you do that, when you do that, you can actually steal you one. You can steal you a pick because they're like, oh, he's pressed. They may try to audible to another play, maybe a deep route.
T.O. was getting the better of Dhall for the majority of this game. But never, and that's another thing. One thing I learned, hey, look, at cornerback defense, I mean, actually in life, you have to understand that you should never lose your confidence. I don't care if you get beat all game. You don't lose your confidence. You come out there and ball like you like you playing the best game of your life. Now he needs to squeeze better right here. So make sure when he does break it off, make sure your eyes are right and get out of your break. That's why we work on our footwork drills. Don't look back. Squeeze to him. You never know if the guy's going to drop the ball, see? Sometimes you got to help him drop it. But little stuff like pressing and getting in his face helps out a lot because he has to focus on a lot of stuff. That's why you want to become great at your press technique. Make sure you go through all my videos and look at it. All right, so watch this play right here. Now route. Bam! That's how you do it. Outside thigh board. They can't stand it. I promise you. They cannot stand that, guys. Perfect play. Let's watch that again. Slow motion. He reads a 3-step, or is that it's actually catch and throw right there. Bam. Outside thigh board. So that is the textbook way how to play that. Obviously, if you can't wrap up, okay? Keep your head up, wrap up. But I'm talking about the trajectory of his body, right? So make sure you guys understand. You want to go against. Oops, battery's messing up. But you want to go against the best player in your wherever you are. Go against the best receiver. Get at least 3 days of one-on-ones in. Watch my whole channel to get better at your technique. Okay. And have a little feistiness about you, man. It's okay to talk trash. Watch Jalen Ramsey. That's another guy. I really like Jalen Ramsey. I like his attitude. You got to be like that at cornerback. You got to be like a hungry wolf, man. The whole defense got to be like a pack of wolves who's hungry. Okay, there's only one way to play this game on defense. You got to be a certain type of individual to play. All right? So that's one thing. Just be like that. Always be hungry, man. I'm going to be shooting some more videos. So stay tuned. Make sure you email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Oh, yeah, get the running program and a cornerback program. Ask me for the grading scale as well if you haven't already. I'll shoot that to you with that package. All right? I'm doing film evaluations for that too. Film evaluation. So check that out as well. I'm going to include it all in the same package. All right? So that's for sale. So make sure you hit me up. Let's get better. Peace.